2. Happy birthday, Lenny.
Happy birthday, Jason. Well, it's a bit behind the curve, but
A little bit. But as many of our folk will know, that the drumheads will know, my birthday, 23rd of September, lady's birthday, 24th of September. There's a magical cusp moment there of the world where we have our
same
birthday at
day.
the same time.
That's right. Yeah.
So, among all the things we're trying to achieve with this show, like the Alex Duthert statue, the next thing is to
Why
the
you never
next
mention
thing
that?
the next thing is to get that day a public holiday for
Yeah,
Universal.
I would love it. Here's the thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Question, right? So I've deliberately, I don't want. It's not because I don't care. Like, anybody wants to know, I'm about 54-year-old, right? There you go. So I don't care about my age, right? So it's not anything to do with that. It's not the vanity of this, but I don't like it getting posted on Facebook, right? Because I'll tell you what actually grinds me down, right? Is, see, if you think about it, if you've got a lot of people on Facebook, your day always starts with having to wish somebody a happy birthday. Now,
It's a full-time job that.
I'm
Hey.
not against wishing somebody a happy birthday, right? But if you can imagine that you end up with legions of folk on your Facebook, right? On your, this is your personal Facebook, right?
You should be so lucky.
No, the drum score one is about the two and a dog, right? But and then you're like, all right, happy birthday to that guy. I met that. Remember, I met that guy at a bus stop. Aye, happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to this guy. Happy. And then you think, do I need to personalise it? Because the wee machine goes like that, you can just have happy birthday and a cake or something like that. And you think, no, he might think, or they might think, you know what I mean? That's a bit chintzy. So what I'll do is I'll need to write something like, oh, have a really good day, you know? And I'm like, this is mere false in a box of Lego, man. So I don't.
So you can't be bothered.
No, it's if I knew, if I was in the moment with somebody and I seen it, happy birthday, right?
Yeah. Personally,
one of the ones.
Since having all these mates and pals from the UK coming into my Facebook, my birthday has this whole new thing where, obviously you guys wake up when I'm sort of going to bed.
Exactly.
And I get all these birthday messages rolling in from folk, and it's like we're having a party on my Facebook page. I'm like, let's go.
See the other side, you're like, oh, it's like if we're having a party, you know. I'm like, no, I don't want to be bedeviled with people. Just no. Let's keep it clean. It's maybe, do you know what it is? And this is another thing. I don't really celebrate my birthday, right?
Oh.
I was ill for the past week, so it was probably one of the
so was I.
had. As you well, so I'm weird there. But so I was poleaxed. But I suppose it's a kind of Presbyterian in me, even though I'm no. But I just don't like kind of fancy schmancy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm quite an austere person at heart. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm like, are you all right? Get a slice of cake. Happy birthday. Do you know what I mean?
For me, complete opposite end of the spectrum again, mate. I'm like the week before. I'm like, is everybody ready? My birthday's coming up. Is everybody ready?
He's doing over there. He's coming up. Aye, you're aware. I know. So, what did you get? Anything nice? Did you get anything nice?
Yeah, bits and bobs here. I got my missus got me a watch box, as you know, to showcase my timepiece collection. Oh, what's that there you've got? Is that a watch yourself there?
I had to get a GMT watch, didn't I? So I know what time it is in Australia.
Oh, that's great.
That was a great
finally got
excuse.
a GMT.
And I was like, it's no for me. It's not really for me. It's because of the show.
It's because you're an international superstar.
It's the show.
I'll not be getting calls at 4 a.m. anymore. How good is that?
Right, see quickly, what was the format? Have you been busy?
Been busy, mate. Actually, pipe band stuff, not really so. But did have a gig the other day with the old Manly Warringah pipe band. And
where was it?
Listen, the whole weekend I was working for my job, right? Long hours. And on Sunday I was like, let's go do something we love. Pipe band. We're going to march these Masonic guys, Freemasons, onto a boat on the harbour.
Yep.
Play them off. And it's going to be a lovely day, right? Get there. And let me tell you, look, I don't want to offend any Freemasons out here. But, because you never know what happens, you know what I mean? But,
listen, can strike you anywhere.
Exactly. So it's not against Freemasons, but this particular chapter, the way they conducted themselves was,
bizarre, unusual.
It was bizarre, is the word. They wanted us to play all these different tunes for them as at different times. They were cutting us off in the middle of tunes. They were taking photos with us, just grabbing our sticks and stuff. And I was like, "What's going on here? Like, I feel like a clown here. I've just come here on my kilt. I paid $30 for parking." I'm like, What are we doing here? It was
Wait,
painful, mate.
wait a minute. A question though, right? Right. So if they were cutting you off at bits and all that, right?
Yeah.
I would say that that's not necessarily a Masonic thing. I would just
No,
imagine
no,
that was
no.
just like a kind of cultural thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's the other thing, right? So did they pay the band?
So that's the thing. You can't complain, can you? Because the band got the money.
Listen, wait a minute. We've just discussed this in a show not long ago. If I'm paying the band, I get the tunes I want.
Yeah, it's true. And when you talk about tunes you want, right? There was one that particularly irked me, made me cringe, but I held my gaze, right?
What was it?
One of them, they stopped the band and they're like, "Can we get you guys to play 500 miles?" Oh. Oh. No, no, Island Cathedral. Yeah, I mean, not these.
Do you know what? Highland Cathedral would have been a safer bet, wouldn't it? You'd be like, ah, right, that's rotten, but
I know what I'm doing.
500 miles.
500
But
miles.
listen, here's a question for you, right? You're sconcing at that, right? I'm just going to look at the other side of the curve, right?
Yeah.
Craig Laurie and his Troubadours, right? When they
Yes.
they do their thing, Drums and Roses, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing they're doing. They're entertaining the troops.
That's actually a really good point.
So
That's a really good point.
maybe your audience is actually saying to use, see if he's done more of this stuff.
Yeah.
Your band would get more paid gigs.
Yeah. I guess
it's a difficult one.
it's just the bit that killed me. It was for the TikTok and they were pretend marching and all that. And I was like, oh.
Again,
Anyway,
hey,
let the drumheads see how they feel about
kills the
that.
tune.
You know, what are we doing this for out here?
You had to get a shower after that. Oh.
Big time.
Wash the benniness right off you.
I got home. I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Hey, something I do want to talk about is that right there behind your head. What is that?
That's the band's bass skin.
That's quite lovely. That
it would have been lovely if it was on the bass drum, but it isn't, and it wasn't. So I've got quite an expensive souvenir for the Worlds.
It looks really good where it is right there, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thanks.
Now, speaking of drum things,
I
heard you actually got something else for your birthday. Long awaited. Ooh, Flam 5.
No, it's not about the pad.
It's not about the pad, no.
It's not really about the pad.
I mean, I'm sure
whatever pad it is. I mean, Flam 5. I mean,
quality
pad
looks good.
I mean, if I'd be totally honest, right?
Yeah,
it's a good pad, but for me, I think I prefer the Rogue pad.
Okay,
to pick one. I think, but there's nothing wrong with the pad. It's just that it's not what I would pick for the core. I think I want to pick the Rogue pad for the core. I want the Rogue pad, so we can do that before we go on the drums. So that's why I'm thinking that. But it's a lovely wee pad. But it's not about the pad, right? It's not about the pad. It's about the guy that dropped the pad off. Yeah. So I'm dying in my bed, right? The mysterious Malky, right? Big fan of the show, by the way. So a wee shout out, Malky. Yeah. Hope you're watching it.
Love you.
So he's like texting me about, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll be leaving the house in 5 minutes, right? To come across to me, right? But he says 40 minutes away. And I'm thinking to myself, right, I didn't get the message because remember, I was ill. So I'm lying in my bed. I must have slept about, on average, 12 hours a day for the past week. I was in my bed and then I was like, I heard the phone go again, bang again. And the message wrote, it's in your blue bin.
Whoa.
The pad's in the blue bin. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, hold on. Is he outside the now? So out of my deathbed, I get on the robes and all, go downstairs. And I see the motor driving away. And I thought,
he full dead dropped it.
He did it. He done it like an Amazon delivery driver. I'm thinking, not even a cup of tea. Not even
like he's on the run or something.
Not even a friendship banner. Just there it's there. I don't know if it's begrudged in the bin. That's what you get. I don't know.
I mean, that might have been better. Like,
he'll obviously
answer the door and just, here you go. Just lob it at you.
Throw it through the window. Like here's a breakage of glass. There's the pad.
Happy birthday, you.
Middle of the flare.
Well, anyway, Malky.
Well done, Malky.
That's great.
only taken us about a year, but deliver.
So
Right, so moving on. Who we got today? Does anybody know?
So this is actually a guest episode. Would you believe it? We've got the fabulous young star of South Africa, Mr. Sebastian Potgieter. Now we're gonna have to clear up on how to say that name. Obviously,
I know, because I don't know.
we're not the best with that.
We're going to be Potgieter, the new.
We'll see what he says.
He's going to be like, where are you getting that from? He'll be like, is that right, Andrew Lyard?
Yeah, we're getting him on. We've got 3 time zones in this episode here, so we're gonna see
we only picked him
about.
so we could be even more international, isn't it?
Exactly.
We just done that. Like, right, the next one's going to be a guy for Chile. That'll really mess us up.
Get in touch, mate. We know you're out there. All right, let's welcome him on the show.
Allegedly, have you got a band there? So. Right,
bring him on the show. Come on. Welcome, Sebastian.
Sebastian, on you come, son. Let's hear you.
Sebastian, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey.
Welcome, Sebastian.
Listen, this is the show that almost didn't happen because obviously I was really sick one week. Then I've given that to Andrew through the phone or something, and he's got that in Scotland, and here we are. And you had a football tournament. Is that true?
I did. It was a little bit of a side stint there.
Yeah.
A little bit of a side stint here with the school that I'm at.
Story of success.
Yeah, it's how I say it, right? I have a list of things that I love, and football is always my first love. I just absolutely love it.
Right, just for an international market, right? Are we talking soccer or are we talking any other sort of kind of thing that people brand as football?
Yes.
Right, that's all right.
We're talking soccer. Well,
that's all right because yesterday I got caught out in Edinburgh.
It's just correct, isn't it? It's just correct.
It is correct. Just saying, with me being Aussie and you being South African, it's not right for us to be sitting here talking about rugby union, is it? We shouldn't really get into that.
Listen.
It's harder for me than it is for you, to be honest.
Don't take it off them. Don't take it off them, right? Because I've always said they're a third-tier team, right? They're all bluff and bluster. They had a good day. They had a good run out. I'll give them that. But it's not the Wallabies that it was. That's all I'm saying. They're not the team they were.
Yeah,
that makes it even worse for South Africa.
You guys almost took it against New Zealand.
Almost
took it against New Zealand this weekend.
So who would you have wanted to see that? Would that have been nice for you to see?
Yes, just a little bit. Wasn't too happy
that's the way. We feel the same about that then.
We came back strong, eh? And I hope you guys come back strong against them too. We'll see how that goes, yeah.
So Sebastian, there's another thing we need to get off our chest here. How do we say your last name there, pal?
All right, so I'll teach you the way, right? So
let's do it.
The first one we have pot, right? So it's like pot, but with a bit of a or pot. Chi, like a bit of a back of the throat there. Chi, right? So it's pot, and you roll the R at the end there. Potgieter, yes.
Potgieter.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good attempt there.
Potgieter.
Yeah,
all right, I'm going with
that. In our language here, Afrikaans, right?
Yep.
I'm not a native Afrikaans speaker, but it is one of the languages we learned growing up.
Yep.
And they roll their R's as well there. So to complete the cycle, Potgieter. Yeah, Potgieter.
Here we go. I'm gonna have a go. Here we go. Potgieter.
I love it. I love it. If I an attempt as good as that, all right. I mean, listen, when I did the solos last year, he even came up to me. The announcer's like, "How do I say your last name?" And walking up behind me was like, "And Sebastian Potgieter." Just yes. I mean,
oh no!
You like that?
Yes.
You like that? Thanks for that.
No. Yes, but no.
Let's get into a bit of drumming talk here, right? So, congratulations on South African Championship. Done well.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
So,
that was it's really good. That yes.
Yeah.
Right. See, to be honest with you, right. So a lot of folk that's going to be watching it, right, are going to say, right, South African solos. Not a lot of people are going to South Africa, and to get a quantity in people's head, right? What kind of attendance is there at the solos? Is it busy? I mean, it's obviously not going to be like the Worlds, but I mean, is it? I mean, is it well set? That's my question.
So I can give you pretty good number, right? The adult section.
Yeah.
This year there's not great attendance. We usually have about 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
That come into the adults and just compete for the top spot there.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some brilliant numbers in our youth, like really, really good. I mean, we're talking about 15 to 20.
That's
20
good.
people fighting in the novice march or the novice AMSR.
Yeah.
And this is even that many members with one of our bands here, St. Benedict's, which is a really good college here.
Yeah.
They have two big pipe bands, and none of their members were able to show up just because of sports and whatnot. So to consider that amount of numbers in the youth minus a whole band, it's really, really good to see what we're trying to develop in South Africa. We're just trying to start from the bottom up. Ever since COVID, I mean, we were all hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely walloped. But coming back from that, I'm really happy to see the numbers in the youth bands in South Africa are extraordinary.
That is massive.
It's really, really good.
It's exactly what you want to hear.
And yes, absolutely, right. We just built from the top, and we just instill love into this thing once again.
Yeah.
And we see the next 5 years time, which we're gonna have. I'm pretty much, I can almost guarantee that we're gonna have the same numbers down there in the school bands.
Yeah.
So they're gonna filter through now. They're gonna filter through.
Yeah.
But to go back to the original question, that's about the attendance for the adults. We're about 6 to 8 people.
Yeah.
In the final there.
So see for this, as you're saying, you're building from the ground up in South Africa, right? Is it predominantly all the youth bands or youth drummers and pipers? I'm going to mention them now and again. Drummers and pipers. Is it all like is it all school based, or is there bands in South Africa that still do the kind of, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter about the school. You can just come to the band and still get taught. Do you know what I mean? I take it as a predominant school system. What's the brief? What's the story?
Yes, yeah. So like all the novice bands are practically school bands. Yes.
Yeah.
And we also have some school bands entering in the grade 4 sections, and it would be predominantly the grade 4 section because that's just the easiest way to get up from playing march selections and marches or whatnot, going to grade 4. I'm not sure what you mean in the second half of that question. Like, so like school bands here in the novice sections, but coming back to be taught. What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is just like, so predominantly a lot of bands in Scotland where your local band, and you went to your local band, and then the lead drummer would teach you at the local band. It wouldn't really happen at the school. It's more a modern phenomenon, not a modernism, where the schools are generating their own bands, and then the kids are learning at the schools as opposed to learning at the band. Does that make sense?
Example, so my band here in Oz is that kind of, like, we're a gala day band, as you'd say in Scotland. Like, we just meet up at a town hall sort of thing. We're just a bunch of vagabonds who want to play the music and, wear the gear and go out and do the jobs. But also in Australia, we have like sort of a private school system where, we have our own St. Andrew's College, Scots College, and they'll produce like absolute weapon, like drummers and pipers, and come out on the scene and just absolutely wipe the floor with guys like us. But is that the sort of same deal in South Africa? Is that what it seems like?
Yes, I understand completely now. So there's a bit of a so-so, right? Because there are some schools that actually, it is one of the extramurals. It's one of the things you can do in the school, and it is taught there as a subject in a sense, right? And there's also in other schools where lead drummer just comes in and teaches a band, and they just kind of use the school as an area to practice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I completely get. Yes. It's a very similar thing. Yeah, I'm very fortunate and grateful to work at St. Andrew's College.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can. We got these jackets made when I first came. Check it in the back. You see?
Got that.
Yeah. Seen that. No, lovely. We're liking the merch.
Just got to rip the merch a little bit.
100%.
So here at St. Andrew's College in South Africa, we have the private school system, and I'm the official full-time drumming instructor.
Awesome.
I teach the snares, all snares, tenors, and bass here. And like St. Benedict's as well. and my previous employers, Benoni High. Benoni High is probably, in my opinion, the most. You know them? Yep.
Yeah, they're quite an established outfit, Benoni, aren't they? They're quite an established band. They've been around for a while.
Yes, yeah. I came here to St Andrews in May, right? And
yeah, I know, because I seen the socials. I seen the socials when you got the job, if you know what I mean. And
yes.
so I know it's
awesome.
I know it's not been a great length of time that you've been there, and so seeing that short space of time, what kind of things do you think that you've had to? Is there anything you've had to go, right? This is what we really need to change, or this is what I really need to focus on. That's maybe, you know what I mean, know the way that, it's not that it's been wrong or it's been dangerous or it's been different. Just the fact that, you know, every instructor is going to bring their own their own footprint to how they want it done.
Yes.
Have you been able to kind of settle into that and actually start to do things your way, if that makes sense?
That's a great question, Andrew. And exactly, like, as soon as I came here, the first thing on my mind, the only word on my mind was culture.
Yeah.
How can I develop a brand new culture that cultivates, firstly, love, right? Because as a teacher, and what I do, I teach love first. Teach love, where they just absolutely obsess about it. They can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
And they just start to develop themselves. They don't really need me. I'm more of a multiplier rather than the actual person developing them. So a culture of love for what we do, and creating a culture where everyone develops each other. You know, a bit of competition, but a healthy competition.
Yeah.
A culture of discipline, a culture of, how do I say, like, not just education as it is, but, you know, in the sense of, you know, working on your ear and working on your skills musically there. Yeah. But like, another thing I really, really teach the ear, you know, really teach the kids what they should be listening out for, right? Yeah. And it's just all that. But that was the first thing that I thought is, okay, I'm here. Now, how can I create a new culture that's just going to get this band going places?
But see, that is such a big idea.
I've been here 5.
So yeah, I was just going to say, Sebastian, that's a big idea, and you know, a lot of organizations as well focus on culture as the main aspect, but it seems easier said than done. Like, how do you come in day to day?
Yeah, it's almost like when you go into thinking about culture, right? It's more like you prime your mind. You prime your mind with the experiences that you know what a culture should be like. But in terms of the actions and the do, it's like every little micromanaging bit and managing bit, you have to be fully conscious of it. Every interaction you have with a kid is an opportunity to create your culture. To deepen your culture. And every opportunity you have in practice, every opportunity you have teaching, learning a new idea, or just showing your passion and your fun. That is opportunities to deepen your culture, in my opinion.
They catch that as well.
Exactly. The do is all the time.
Yeah.
And you guys would know as well, like, as soon as you slack off a little bit, that's a little crack. That's a little crack in your culture there. And you just have to be conscious of that all the time. So the say is more like, you know, culture. The things that prime your mind, you just like, when I think culture, you think this. Cool. Your mind is primed. Now you just got to do. Just do what you know you should be doing.
What kind of numbers have you got?
I always like. I try and. What's that?
What kind of numbers have you got in this gen-like space?
I'm so happy to share this. I'm so happy to share this. Right. Yeah. I'll give you from the start. Yeah. So when I first got here, leading up to our first competition, they had 8 tenors, three snares, a bass, and 7 pipers. So that's just under 20, I think, you know, with math.
Yeah.
Now I'm so excited to share. We've taken a look at the photos, the band photos from 1980. We officially have the biggest band in the college's history, with a band of 32.
That's brilliant,
baby. 15 pipers. 7 snares. Our 8 tenors are still. And a bass. And along with those actually band ready numbers, I still have 4 more students in the works. We still have 5 more pipers in the works. So it's so great. When I came here, we had problems.
Yeah.
And then now that we've sorted those problems, we have more problems now. It's like, it's like you solve a problem.
Success brings its same problems. Aye.
Yes. So now
100%.
our problems are not like, how do we get people in? It's like, okay, now how do we give them uniform?
Yeah.
That's our problem.
We know which problems you'd rather, but
well, here's a question. Here's a question for you, right? What sticks are you using?
Sticks. We have a bit of a mixture, but KP2 is the way to go, I think. They're very reliable.
Worldwide.
They're easy to source, especially for delivery into this country.
Yeah.
So I enjoy KP2s just because they're a very reliable stick. I'm also a fan of Andante Reed Maxwell's.
Okay.
All right.
I love those sticks.
Okay.
And that was at a point where, those sticks are like pretty much designed to be played on Andantes.
Yeah.
But I didn't really feel they had the same type of crack on a Premier drum, which is what we have now. So the KP2s and the Premiers that's very reliable. Like when you think stable, not going to let you down, that's a good combo right there.
All right. Question for you again, right? This is hot on the show. Pad.
Yeah,
what's
your pad? Here
a
it
good
is.
Friend of mine, Keith Tomes from New Zealand.
Yeah.
The True Tone Duo pad. This thing is game changer. Changer.
See,
and you even got little labels there. There's my name right there. And it's so cool. It's so cool because I got the opportunity to get these pads in. And I was busy liaising with the band even months prior to my official appointment.
Yeah.
I was in New Zealand for the Nats this year with Auckland and District. Nice. And that's why I just met up with Keith Tomes. And I managed to get 13 pads back with us.
Brilliant.
And that's great because we have the usual Vic Firth tiny pads, the gray. And they're decent pads, but they're not pipe band drum pads,
Yeah.
So it was more like you give this to the beginners, and then this is like the carrot, the first carrot, like
yes.
I want to get a white pad.
Yes.
I want to play on this white pad. And so again, this is like it's part of the culture as well because you want to see your pathway. You almost want to see the pathway quite deliberately, like, okay, I need to do this. And then when you get this, okay, there's the next thing, and the next, and the next, and that's constant growth. So these are not only a sound and rudimentary development, but this is like actual development. That's how I use them. It's just like, you want to play on these bad boys and join the band?
Yeah.
Show us your windmills.
You need to be carrot. You need to be kind of come and get this. Aye, true. Let's talk about your drumming, right? So I've been watching YouTube and all that, following you a wee bit.
Pipe band drumming. That channel is that? I know you're on a lot of the videos, but is that you or is that a collaborative project?
So the main entity, the man behind the project there is James Laughlin. James Laughlin. He was an ex-Simon Fraser University pipe band drummer, ex-lead drummer for Canterbury Caledonian in New Zealand, multiple world champion, entrepreneur. I could go on. He's one of the best people I know. He's actually my mentor.
Yeah,
when it comes to this. Yeah, he taught me a lot of what I know, even from being a leader. So it was pretty much a community that he had, a membership channel where he, released these videos, you subscribe and you learn. And I just showed a lot of interest and a lot of passion. And it's like, do you want to come try to do this on my thing? I was like, yes, please. Oh yeah, why not? Sure, I want.
Oh, if I have to.
So I got on and started doing these lessons, and I'm just fortunate that he's done all the grunt work really to make the YouTube channel, and I just have the leadership, the teacher skills, and a bit of joy, right? Bring a bit of joy to what we do. Do a bit of joy.
You've got the skills. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's how that came about. And it's funny because the connection before that was my previous mentor and great friend of mine, you won't know his name, Callan. He's Callan Soligram, where he's a South African lead drummer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, ex-lead drummer. He doesn't play anymore. But he was the lead drummer for the Grade 2 band that I played in, which was Benoni Mactella, the South African band that won in 2009. I think, Andrew, you might have heard of them. Yep.
Yeah.
So I was part of that drum corps, and my lead drummer was like, we should try this. I saw this thing. Let's go try it out. And bam, bada bam, past is past. Here we are. It's just such a crazy ride.
Spreading the good word.
So whilst we're on that, right, I was talking to somebody, we're talking about rudiments. And I know that you've kind of done stuff like kind of trying to put your own hat onto rudiments, right? And what kind of things, I know it's very difficult in the short space of time that we've got, but what kind of things are you trying to kind of infuse by the rudiments that you're doing? Is there anything that you think, this is critical, which is maybe getting overlooked, or, this is something that I think is kind of not getting kind of honed right? Is there anything like that in your kind of book of tricks?
It's such a broad question, because there's so
I know
many...
it's massive. It's a broad question because it's giving you the massive wriggle room that you've got. You can just say anything you want and it will make sense.
Absolutely, yeah. I do them upside down, by the way. That's how I do it as well. So it's so interesting. I love that question so much. For me, though, right, what really got me to the next level was this right here, my ear. When the first pad that I ever got, like the first proper pad, going from these little South African products to getting the KP Remo practice pad, I even have let me just unscrew this real quick. Pop. Even have the base there.
Yeah.
Good old KP practice pad with the insert, and that was my carrot, right?
Old faithful.
And to listen to yourself so audibly, so clear and everything, you're just like, wow. Now you can get on the nitty-gritty. And I only got good, not only just by practicing a lot, but by being very intentional with the sound that I'm creating.
Right, okay.
And myself and my ex-lead drummer, we were so intentional about, the first thing that should come is sound.
Yep.
Okay. Music, right? We listen to Spotify, we listen to live streams, we listen to podcasts without video. So if I look like this when I play, but it sounds so good, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
No one will know.
The first thing first was sound. And like even going down to doubles, you'd make a science of it. And it's right, you get the doubles going. And you like really just listen. Is my right tap higher?
Or more dominant.
Yeah. Am I playing even strokes? Right. And sometimes I'd really just take it down to the science, and I would get something like this, a video or a mirror, and I would actually, like, let's say this little badge was a marking point, and I'd be like, if I want even strokes, they have to reach the badge.
Wow, yeah.
Or, this little neck part here, and you can check. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like right here, I used an example. Oh, well, clearly my left hand is much lower than my right, so I just bring it up.
That's a super attentive detail to practice, that a lot of people will just skip over.
Maybe. I mean, but I think that was just one of the things that were, how do I say, natural to me. That was my way. I didn't really get taught that.
Exactly. You're just figuring it out.
If I'm going to be the best of the best, right? And you think to yourself, well, what do the best do? I wouldn't put it past any of them that they take practice that seriously. And that was just a bit of intuitiveness and like, well, if I'm going to be good, then I'm probably going to be doing good things. And that was just a little bit of creativity to it there, just trying things. And that's also, when you're just creative and you tackle things, whether it's right or wrong, like it broadens things a lot for yourself. Not as a drummer, but as a person. Like you just get creative and you put your creativity to work, and you can just branch out to ideas. And have you guys maybe you've experienced this, but like, have you ever just created your own exercise yourself Like at a point, you never really.
I created my own exercise once, and somebody said it was rubbish, so I stopped.
I'll often create an exercise and I'll go,
what's
what's
that meant to do? I was like, oh no, I think that's really good for your buzz taps. And they went, nah, it's not really. And I was like, all right, fair enough, it's not. But
see,
you know,
yours are probably really good like that.
I think generally, right. So there's this sort of kind of sea of rudiments, but what I've noticed with the rudiments, right, is that the rudiments will change with a different drumming personality, right? So some drummers will favour phrases which, if those phrases in an MSR or those phrases in that medley, right, which are kind of, some drummers, right, are very technical, right, and the stuff that they're playing demands that actually that phrase is almost a rudiment that you need to practice, if that makes sense. So they'll throw them in spade loads where they'll put stuff in, and it'll almost be the physicality of playing that type of phrase. Yeah, so I'm thinking like, you know, I'm thinking like kind of, you know, looking back, you're kind of more kind of Eric Ward type train of thought and John Scullion train of thought, which was a different kind of branch of thinking of your kind of Jim Kilpatrick train of thought. Not that any's better than the other. It's just that they demand a different sort of phraseology. So Lord Alexander Kennedy, for instance, you know what I mean, will be a different phraseology because this is the business we're in. We're in drumming. So my interpretation of Lord Alexander Kennedy will be different for your interpretation of Lord Alexander Kennedy. Probably the best Lord Alexander Kennedy that I've heard is Stevie Crichton's, right? I think that's, for me, that's like the de facto Lord Alexander Kennedy, right? Only because I like it, right? So I'm going to say that's the best one because I like it, right? And that's it. But in all honesty, it doesn't make it the de facto correct setting of Lord. It's just one that I really, really, really like. And so therefore, that's what I'm saying about the rudiments and the phrasing and the manner in which somebody like Stevie Crichton or somebody like that picks their stuff, or Stephen McWhirter, and you're going to have to go away and you're going to have to practice that phrase because it's something that you've not really came across.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So I think that rudiments are actually are cues to what you're going to be playing. And if you went to different drumming instructors, they're going to favour slightly different rudimental like kind of paths. Just because that's their taste. You know what I mean? It's
in
like
going into that, Sebastian, are you composing as well? Are you like writing the scores for
I do.
Tour?
Yeah, right. I do write music as well. In fact, the solos I did last year, I had a couple of those tunes were written by myself.
Yeah.
So one of the more favorite pieces was Mrs. John McCall. Right. And that's it's so strange because all the time when you made the score, but you always just like, for me, I just always change this and this because it can be just a little bit better. I think
it's never done.
And I have a catchphrase now, and I've kind of coined it, and I used it earlier this year. It's like, you know, if there are margins to chase, I'll chase them.
Yeah. Nice. So is that I'm just thinking, right? If in a kind of bizarre parallel world, right? I'm in your core. I'm like, he's going to change that next week. And you're not alone by doing that, by the way, right? There's a lot of guys do that. As long as I've got something nailed in, they go, right, listen, remember that last part of the march? We're going to change that. What? We're going to change that.
He does it.
And it'll be something completely different. Then you go back and learn it again. You're like, I'm going to slit that guy's neck.
Yeah,
a rubber duck.
I completely get you. There's some discretion there, of course. I would only do that to myself because, you know.
Right.
I'll get upset with this myself. But so like that reminds me of a story. Like we were about to go play in the 23 Worlds with A&D, and literally a day before we were like, you know, that real break.
Oh no! Don't!
I know. You know, that's dancing me death.
You know that 8 to 16 beat real break. Let's just change it.
let's do some. Let's rip it up. No, and it's kind of quite. I suppose at a certain level, I know somebody was talking about a change they done the week before the Worlds or something like that.
Right.
And it was a big band, like a top band. And they were explaining that they done that. But the flip side of that is, at that margin, at that level, they guys should be able to do that. If that makes sense. At that level.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about my band, then that's never going to happen.
End of the world for me, that.
Right?
Yeah.
But people will be like, I'm going to blacken your eyes. What? I'll blacken your eyes. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you can make demands on the core that's reflective of that. So if they're really good and they're really good drummers, they should be sharp enough in the tool to go like, yeah, that's fine, that's out and that's in. Because that's the way the mind should work, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so in other settings, it's cruel and unjust.
It's a dangerous thing. It's a dangerous thing for like kind of solid drummers going like, oh no, he's changed that. And if you're the drummer that's getting it wrong all the time, you're like, oh, what, man? Come on, learn to keep up. Oh, what, man? Right, okay.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get the fact that you're going to have to tinker with it. I get that. And it might not sit right in your head. And then you go away. I've noticed this as well. You go away after you do something on a bit of paper. And then you're looking at maybe a few days later and you're going like, what was I thinking about that day, by the way? That's not really what I wanted. And then you'll play something. You go, now that's what I should have done. That sounds better. It's knowing when to stop, maybe.
Yeah.
Take the win.
Yeah.
Aye, that's it all day. It's done. The beat's been divided.
Speaking of scores, something we've been asking guests recently is what's the score? The last score, the score that you think in your mind you're like, I've made it here. Or this is it can either be your favorite score or it's like it can be your own composition. You've like, look at this, I've done that. Like that's.
So I have two. I have one that I wrote myself, but I'm just like, this is as good as you can get.
Yeah.
And the second one was just pure like, in terms of playing wise, being able to play it, I've made it, right? So the first one, the composition myself, taking some influence from ex-Benoni guys and a bit of Crichton stuff. My McAllister's Dirk that I played in 2024.
Yeah.
Right.
That was just, it's like, I will never, ever change that score.
Wow.
Right? There's the fifth, going into the fifth part, I'm trying to remember the piping now. So there's a part going into the sixth, right?
Yeah.
Just the last part there. That before that, and that little build up there, that was just composition where I was just like, wow, yes, I'll never ever change that ever. It's just me. In terms of playing though,
yes,
this is like when I was younger, looking up Stephen McWhirter's 2018 MSR Donald Cameron.
Okay,
it's not his original score. I think it was him with Bobby Ray made that score. But my goodness, that 2018 World Solo MSR by Stephen McWhirter is the best MSR period to date, solo wise, in my opinion. And to get that march, everything to it right, even the ending phrase, like getting that really clean. It's just wow, and the dynamics as well. Like I'm just fanboying at this point.
And you were like, I've got to learn that.
I totally get that.
Been a good chunk learning that.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. That's a fair answer. Good answer. Well done. To the top of the class, Sebastian.
The composition one is hard to achieve as well. Like, because now you can just hear that in your head, and that's yours. That's yours. You did that.
Yeah.
That's something I'll never know.
There was another score. I wrote Maggie Cameron score, and at least my call themselves, they were just like, this is something that it can be like the Cameroonian rant or whatever, but I think that's just still for me personally. I think that's just too early days. There's just so many great Maggie Cameron scores on its own. Like Alex Duttit's, you'll always hear that one. Even though not many people play
timeless classic. It's a timeless classic.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a timeless classic.
Absolutely.
What I was going to say is, right, see before we wrap this up, because obviously we're kind of eating into time, right? I've got a couple of questions for you, not to do with drumming, right? I was in South Africa about 20 years ago, right? And there's a shop called Steers, and it sells like kind of steak sandwiches. Is that still in existence? Yes or no?
Steers, absolutely.
Yeah.
Steers is still going strong.
Listen, see when I got there, right?
You have to come back here because,
Right, well, wait a minute, I've got to come to this point, right? See when I got there and I went to that Steers, right? I thought, somebody somewhere thought, what's the kind of fast food joint that Lairdy would really like? And they went, Steers, let's build a Steers just for that guy. Because that to me is the best fast food that you can get anywhere. I'm telling you, that's my favourite. A Steers.
Really? Steers?
Aye, honestly, that's what I like, guy. It's kind of guy I am.
You're going to have to go out and get some
curious.
today, Sebastian.
You know what happens on a Wednesday at Steers here in South Africa now?
What?
No, what?
It's called the Wacky Wednesday, and it's a buy one burger, get one free.
Oh! See, listen.
Yes. Ladies, come down, SA. Come get yourself a Wacky Wednesday. I'll support you out, no problem.
Why are you going to South Africa? Because it's Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday.
That's why I'm going to South Africa. Brilliant. Absolutely
Wacky
brilliant
Wednesday.
shop. Maybe we should get Steers to sponsor the station.
Yeah.
The most expensive burger ever. Just get a flight for Wednesday, get a burger, go back.
I'll need to buy one to take back in the plane. I can microwave it when I get home. It'll not be the same, but
No, you'll get one for you and I'll get the free one. That's the way it's going.
There's another question I've got for you. So apart from pipe band, here's another thing. Do you know a thing called Biltong? It's a loaded question.
I'm South African.
Right.
I'm South African. Right,
listen. The reason I'm saying that is because the very word Biltong, right, it's bringing me out in hives, right? It's kind of rattling me. There's a guy that watches a show called Craig Laurie, right? He's turning into the mysterious Malky because he promised me Biltong, right? And he says, he was playing in South Africa, right? Came home, I says, bring me back some Biltong, right? Came back, no Biltong, right? So, listen, I ate it at the airport. I ate it on the plane and all. I was like, right, no good enough. He says, but wait. He says, there's a couple of folk coming from South Africa that I know, and I'll get you the Biltong, right? Days pass, I text him, where's the Biltong, Craig? He's like, listen, sorry, Lairdy, that never happened and all that. So, he is the king of non-delivery. Here is my question to you, right? When's the next time you're coming to Scotland?
Yeah, when you're coming over?
You know what's coming next?
Hopefully.
You know what's coming next? See where
this...
Craig Laurie failed? This is your chance. You can step into that breach. You can be like, I'll bring you the Biltong, Lairdy. Never mind that deadbeat Fieldington.
When you're over, Sebastian, I need to make sure I'm there.
Hopefully next year. Hopefully next year. It's definitely on the cards, one way or another.
World's time?
Yes, Worlds. Nice. 4 Worlds specifically.
Of course.
Well, we'll definitely see you there. It's a long time to wait for my Biltong, though, isn't it?
It is a long time.
It better be good Biltong. It better be the good stuff.
You enjoy spice? Do you enjoy spice?
No, I like the original and best. I'm an OG guy. Okay. I don't want the honey and stuff mixed with it. I want just OG Biltong, like it was, so it should be. Biltong.
Right. That sounds great.
All right. I'll remember that. I will remember that.
Well, listen, see by next year, right? You probably will be the guy that brings me Biltong, and I'll be like to Craig Laurie. It's taken you 2 years and you've failed, and this boy's just turned up.
It's going to mean more coming from Sebastian, I reckon. Yeah, I mean, he's proper.
He's a South African.
I think it's only right. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think, Jace, you're in Australia, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you ever go to Nats?
Like in Oz? No.
No, you don't compete in New Zealand nationals?
I do not.
Seb, you obviously don't know the level of drumming that you're talking to.
No, I don't. Can we get a showcase? Surely.
So
hands are a bit.
What we done last year was with the band. We created that. Right. We done the band thing, right? Which was, I'm not going to do it ever again, right? But so we were 3A, right? But I think for Jason that was maybe a step too much.
A 3A in Scotland as well. Like not a 3A in Australia.
I thought it was maybe 3A. It was maybe I jumped too far for him. because it was too much. I think we should have started maybe. I think Jason would have been better at a grade 4 level.
See, I was born playing on drum kit, so it was like this whole pipe band thing was a new venture to me. For the last 3 years, it's been sort of like, all right, I'm playing rudiments, but in this whole new way where it's like this is the melody kind of thing, like, you know, and
I'm sure the change of the grips must have been a mind F, huh? Changing those things.
Here's a question
still
for you,
right?
And it's on the same vein, right? So every snare drummer in a pipe band thinks they can smash a kit. Have you smashed a kit?
No. I'm gonna be a little cocky, confident here. I know if I went to a drum kit, I could smash it. Absolutely.
Oh!
But I just haven't. Purely because I've just been taking this so seriously. This is my
no. Listen, this is a conversation that we're having with people, right? So I'm rotten at the kit, right? So it's just like your 4/4 type kind of 4 type, right? Yeah. What is that? Get that guy off, right? But and I understand, and there's certain guys that I know that are pipe band drummers that are quite deft at the drum kit, which although it's got common ground and common language, right? So you've got obviously pipe band drumming, you've got the great rudiments, you've got great stick control, etc., etc. But I definitely think that actually I'm not going to pull like a Nate Smith-esque routine on a kit. Do you know what I mean? So the question, but I do know people that are superb on the kit, right? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, have you dabbled? Have you tried? And obviously you've no, because you're focused on the pipe band thing. But that was one of my questions, which comes from that is apart from pipe band drumming, is there any elements externally for pipe band drumming that you take on board?
Any elements outside of pipe band?
Influences.
Influences.
So that like in all aspects of life?
Just anything. I mean, like, so I'll roll with this, right? So pipe band drumming is very similar to jazz drumming, right? The whole riggedy plop thing, right? The whole kind of the whole kind of way that Duffert's written his stuff is emblematic of the fact that he was a big band jazz, like kind of swing drummer, a kit drummer, Alex Duffert, right? So with that in mind, right, I'm trying to think, is just people or drummers, you know, it's a one-stop shop. You're like, right, I've listened to SFU, I've listened to these guys, but now I'm going to go and express myself and listen to Nate Smith, who I think's an amazing drummer, right? I'm not necessarily saying that you would take things that Nate Smith's doing, but I'm very curious about all these other drummers that have great musical capability. It's a percussional instrument. They're obviously doing things that we kind of understand. And I just think, you know, what are they doing and how are they cutting tempo? How are they cutting time and doing things? Does that make sense? And then, so when I'm listening to these guys and I'm listening, and it could even be the DCI, you know, like you get the DCI drum.
That's where my head was. That's actually where my head was.
Oh, that right? So you see where I'm coming from? It doesn't need to be jazz, but what I'm saying is, so you get the DCI thing, and is that a factor where folk could go? So I always think, right, that the DCI guys, right, always smash this sort of drum core fanfare-esque impression on you, right? So like, see if I wanted to go and watch a great drum fanfare, right, I would actually edge more towards DCI than I would a pipe band. Not that I don't get the pipe band, but it seems like the pipe band drummers fanfare is only for drummers and pipe bands. It's not got the same sort of reach. That's what I mean. It's not got the same reach. Discuss.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna throw something out. Maybe controversial. I personally think that the top 10 DCI drum corps in the world off of unison alone will beat
Yeah.
all of our pipe band drum calls.
It's not, I
All
don't
of them.
think that's controversial, by the way. I don't think
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
controversial. I think
It just hurts to hear. That's
it hurts to hear, but it's possibly true. 100%.
It's not even just pure unison. Like the music alone is subjective. The music alone is
Yeah.
unique to what each
Yeah.
of them do. But as drum calls go, we don't come close to DCI. These guys have chops for days, and they are just so tight. And I mean,
100%.
we take a look like at just a double run, and we managed to screw that up sometimes. But the DCI guys will do that, no problem.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10, clean doubles all the time.
Yeah.
And to listen to even like Inverary, they even might, if you do 4 double runs like that, they'll probably mess up one of them.
Yeah, no.
DCI
Listen, it's 100%. 100%.
I'd love to see that, actually.
I think that's part and parcel. The great thing about the internet, right? The great thing about the internet is now that we can access and see all this stuff that obviously in a period of time before you couldn't. So you were living in that wee small world of the pipe band pub, right? Where that's all you seen. And then you maybe heard of somebody maybe being in America. I mean, we've seen it. These guys are awesome, and but by and large, you didn't really get the kind of the fluidity, the access to that kind of that stuff. So it's just, I always like to ask people this: what kind of makes them go? Well, I'm kind of I've watched that, and it doesn't make you say you've got to incorporate it in your music. This is the point, right? You're not going to start doing a DCI type drop. By the way, guys, let's see for this year's set, right? This is what we're going to open up with, folk, like that, right? Good.
Yeah.
You went crazy. But I always think that it's something you've got to look at, and you've got to kind of go, can that influence us? Maybe no, but maybe I in some way. I don't know. It's just one of the things I ask.
It's another margin to chase, isn't it?
I love that. Love that callback.
Another margin to chase.
I love that.
I'm going to use that for the show all the time now. It's not a margin.
With that, with going back to the original question, like how pipe band drumming itself allows me to see things. I think that the technique that we've developed, it's so intricate, and every single part here, it has given a purpose, and that allows our hands to also be some of the most malleable techniques in the world.
Yeah,
because like you just get so in depth into the control of every single one of these fingers on both hands that changing techniques and changing styles is actually, I believe, a lot easier for us.
Yeah,
a lot easier. Because like we go from match grip, like complete match grip for drum kits.
Yeah,
I mean, like this is just squeeze the stick, use your wrist, and of course, like I'm not taking this away from drum kit players. They have chops, sure.
Yeah,
but that's it there.
Yeah.
But with the pipe band drum, is like to be able to use a ring finger, to use this index finger and the thumb alongside with it. I
get it, but you could argue quite a lot of jazz drummers drum like pipe band drummers, as in
they throw the stick around in
the index finger there.
Yeah. They still, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's not one's better than the other. I think.
Something I have to say. Sorry, something I have to say about drum kit. So obviously I've come back from the Worlds and I've been picking up lessons on drum kit again. So that's about 3 straight years I've just been, like you said, you've been focusing purely on pipe band drumming. I've just been purely focusing on pipe band drumming. And the intention was always to go back to kit, and I never wanted to ditch kit, but I'm like a giraffe just walking upstairs right now. To travel around the kit from going and playing in the center of a pad and using my hands to manipulate sticks, and that's kind of my focus, to going from I'm counting beats with my left foot, putting syncopations in with the right foot, and moving around the kit and setting one hand on to just automate, just going and then trying to do it's actually it's a brain breaker, and it's my brain that's failing me because I know that my hands can do it. So that's what's starting to kill me right now.
Do they? But
I get that. I always thought that
you stopped. Right?
I thought the first problem that I'd face if I ever moved to kit was the foot coordination.
Yeah.
Because as pipe and drummers on large, all we do with our feet is march on the beat.
Right.
That's it. Right, left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
And strat space, whatever, like we
Break it to a
pivot on
slow.
one foot and we tap the other.
Yeah.
Right. And that's about as much foot coordination we have.
Yeah.
But to syncopate to, like, sure, maybe the next step up is we tap our foot on the upbeat. But
Yeah.
man, play a triplet on your foot. Good luck with that while playing your score. So
Right,
that,
Seb,
at least for me, I knew that would be the first obstacle there going into drum kit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I hear you totally, Jace. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
Seb, we're gonna slice it there, mate.
It's been a great chat, mate.
And it's been a great chat. Thanks for coming on the show. You're a good
Thank you
guest.
for having me, guys.
I genuinely don't think we've had a wrong guest, by the way, but you've been a good guest. You know what I mean? So
yeah, pipe band
we
crowd's great.
we normally pick well. We normally pick well, I think. Right. So I look forward to seeing you in Scotland next year.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing my biltong even more. And you never know.
OG Biltong.
Yes.
OG Biltong. Aye, OG Biltong, mate. Aye.
And
Right.
we'll have to courier some to you, Jay.
Yeah, mate.
To you.
No, I'll find you in Scotland. If you're going over there, I'll coordinate.
You'll be happy there. Maybe in the band, Jason.
Oh, sorry, yep. Sorry, I'll be practicing. Don't give me the biltong unless I've got the scores off, all right?
Hey, thanks, Seb.
Good stuff,
Thanks
Seb.
for joining us. Cheers,
Big
man.
legend,
Bye.
mate.
Guys, thanks for having me.
Bye.
Catch you, buddy.
Cheers, guys.